Hey everybody, welcome back. Roger Zenki Redo. Now, as you can see, I've kind of got a big mess here. You remember the original video I did with the swapping the radiator out? Well, that thermal event ended up warping the head on the original engine, which is here under the bag. So what I actually have done is taken out this engine here and transmission. I bought a 98 engine with 150,000 miles on it. It's an OBD2, so I'm actually taking all the parts off the OBD1 engine, swapping to the OBD2, which is the intake. Of course, the exhaust will bolt up either way. Changing the alternator, the power steering pump. That way, all the original pieces are here, plugs, wires, etc. Doing all the updates, and with fresh parts on this one. As you can see, the hood's off the Project Zenki. I've actually done a lot of work under the hood. Let me update you with what I've got going on here. All right, here's Project Zenki under the hood. As you can see, it's actually pretty clean. I've actually gone through 2 rounds of engine degreaser and scrubbing, and then power washing with the 1500 psi power washer. Once I did that, you can actually see it's actually pretty clean here. What it was before was 225,000 miles of oil changes, oil leaks, and grime. I couldn't even believe that the power steering rack is actually green. In between this, friends at Enjuku Racing hooked me up with some Megan Racing mounts, as you can see there. They've also hooked me up with some power steering rack bushings from Energy Suspension in red. And they also hooked me up here with a new piece here. It's just some shielding hose. This is just heat resistant hosing from Design Engineering, trying to show the logo here so you can see it. So Design Engineering there. Now you can buy it. It's a 3-foot roll from Enjuku. It's about 20 bucks or so, and it's the 1-inch diameter that will actually go over that power steering line if you want to replace it. It's very simple. Actually, you can see my bottle there is empty, so I actually dumped it out. I'm going to replace the transmission fluid that's supposed to go in there, and then just cut in. That's about a 14-inch piece, so it goes from the bottle. You can kind of see where I'm holding the pump in here. You can kind of see it goes down right below the clamp. That's a little longer than OEM, but it covers pretty well. That's about it under the hood between the mounts, the heat shielding there, trans replace, I'm sorry, the fluid replace, and the bushings there. Let's take a look at the engine. Now here you can see the 98 engine. I actually had to replace a broken head stud right there. As you notice, all the other ones are kind of silver. That one's a black. That's just a piece I found locally. And that was done with a helical. If you ever have to replace one of these studs, it's a 13/32 drill bit and an M12 by 1.25 tap, and then the helical kit you can buy. I just bought it off Amazon. Took about a week to ship in. Pretty easy to do. I was actually very surprised, but not bad at all. I wouldn't be timid to do it again. Now you can actually see here on the top, I'm just dinkering around with the lettering. I did the Nissan and the valve in white, and then the twin cam and the 16 in red, which the paint marker is running out a little bit, so it kind of almost looks pink in this light, but yeah, just mess around with it. You can see the clutch, flywheel, everything's on there. I'm just now trying to fight this transmission back on. Put a new pilot bushing in, or a pilot bearing as you call it, there, and then I'm going to give this another clean up just under here to make sure it's all clean while it's out. Get another engine degreasing and power washing. Put a new oil filter on, just clean everything up, and then I'll get it back in the car. That's all for right now. We'll get it back in and we'll get it buttoned up. Okay, I do just want to touch on the helical again. I realized I didn't tell you what size it was. It's a 13/32 drill bit that will actually drill into the head. You'll do an M12 by 125 or 1.25 pitch tap. The helical itself needs to be an M10 by 1.25, and you can buy a kit. I just bought it off Amazon and bought the drill bit. So between the kit and the drill bit, it was about 50 bucks for shipping or with shipping. So pretty reasonable. You get 10 in the kit, so you can actually do the whole head if you need to, but hopefully you don't have to and you only can do one. So just a little quick update there. Back to work. Okay, as you can see here, the engine now is put back in the car, and I just need to start hooking up all the lines, accessories, and getting the car back running, get some fluids in it, and we'll get it started. Went back in pretty easy, no big problems here. Now it's just a matter of make sure everything's connected right. Okay, as you can see, everything's back in now, and I'm just charging up the battery here to get it started. Looks like I have a little leak under the water pump there on the bottom, so probably have to replace that. Should be pretty easy, since you can see I don't have a fan on there, a pusher fan. I have some electrics on there. So just take off the power steering pump, or just loosen it, take off the pulley, and the water pump will pull right out. And as you can see, everything else is ready to go. All I need to do is just let it charge, and it should start right up, and then we'll get it tuning. That's all for this time. Thanks for watching. This is Project Zenki Redo.